I'm sure many of you out there are very familiar as to exactly what's happened with Chuck Wendig and Star Wars as a whole. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, just a couple of days ago, we got word that Chuck Wendig has been fired. I believe the Hollywood Reporter brought it out first, and then it just started taking it forward from there. And a lot of people are talking about this because of how he expressed himself on Twitter before in the past, and what he said, and what eventually got him fired by using a lot of vulgarity online and a lot of offensive things to a lot of different people out there. So Chuck Wendig, alright, let's talk about him for a bit, because Chuck Wendig, he was going to be the man developing some of the issues for Shadow of Vader, which would be coming out in the near future and would focus on the lives affected by Darth Vader, which is a very interesting series for sure. In case you guys are still not familiar with Chuck, he actually was a part of Star Wars Aftermath. I honestly thought it was a good story, but I will say Chuck Wendig's behavior on Twitter really hasn't been the best at all. He's said quite a number of offensive things on there. So, in response to all of this, after he was let go by Marvel, Disney, whatever have you, a lot of people have been talking about Chuck, and he's been responding here and there about how he feels and how he thinks about the situation, and he responded again, alright, apart from yesterday on Twitter, and this is what Chuck had to say. So first off, he says, "I don't expect they'd hire me again. Breathe a sigh of relief. Worse people. And it's not like I have time anyway. Del Rey has me for a couple big books of my own, and I need to put out into the world first. Wondrous 2019. But sure, I'd work in Star Wars again. I'd love it so much. I love it too much." And then he goes on to say in another tweet, end Q, he's referring to a question that has actually been, questioned to him, that somebody was asking him. It says, "Chuck, you gonna be okay?" He answers, "I'm gonna be great. Seriously, I'm privileged in a lot of ways, and very little of my income was the comic stuff, so I'll be okay. This more concerning to me in a larger, what it says, Red Scare kind of way. I hope we're all okay." There's another question and answer. Question, "Chuck, will you still be at the Bucks Book Fest tomorrow paneling with the almighty Fran Wilde?" He goes on to say, "Yes, and I will now be there with a police escort for my time, just in case." So that's what Chuck Wendig had to say about the whole entire situation after he got fired by Disney, Marvel, whatever it may be, for Shadow of Vader and an unannounced Star Wars book that he was supposed to actually be a part of. It was supposed to be a major book, I believe, that was coming out. I think it was in 2019 or 2020. I'm not sure, but we really had no clue exactly what it was going to be about. But Chuck Wendig, all right, I gotta say one thing here. My main concern now is exactly who will take over the other issues of Shadow of Vader. Is this going to delay the news stories about Darth Vader? It's a comic, by the way. It's a very interesting concept. It's going to go over all of the different lives through the ages of Republic, Rebellion, and Resistance, lives that were affected by Darth Vader, either, I would assume, in a positive and both a negative way. I think one of them will go over Kylo Ren and how he was inspired by his grandfather. I think I would love to see that. Another thing that I would love to see is Luke Skywalker and some of the other characters like Obi-Wan. But apart from all of this, I think that they have to hop on this very soon. They have to find a replacement ASAP, because I think that they plan on releasing Shadow of Vader, if I'm not mistaken, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on this, I think it's in Q1 or Q2 of 2019 is when Shadow of Vader drops, but I'm not quite sure. But Chuck Wendig, guys, very interesting subject for sure. I gotta say, the language and the profanity and the vulgarity online went way too far, and I think it's pretty much, right for him to be let go by Marvel and Disney. So having a replacement, I think, is the best thing that we could do right now. And if you guys would like to comment below and let me know what you think about the whole entire situation, I would love to hear your thoughts about all of this. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans once again.